Good evening, tubers. How you all doing? So, 2016 so far has been an absolutely fantastic year for gaming, PC gaming, and everything else. Loads and loads of great titles coming out recently, like Doom, Overwatch, all that kind of stuff. There's tons of stuff going on in the PC gaming world. Nvidia literally have just released the GTX 1080 with the 1070 on the horizon as well. Now both of these cards are absolutely beast cards, however they are fairly expensive for the average modern day gamer, which unfortunately is the way most cards go nowadays. So there was a little survey done by AMD Radeon, which I'm just displaying on the screen now, and this is one of the reasons why, or one of the biggest deterrents to people actually upgrading their system. As you can see, the majority of people have said equipment is too expensive, which, to be honest, when you're paying £600-700 not dollars, for a new graphics card, that is a insane amount of money. That's a huge amount of money. Yes, hopefully the card is going to last you for years for that amount of money. I fucking well expect it does. But £600 to just dish out on a card is a huge amount of money, and that's why I'm making this video, really, to kind of highlight the importance and just I think the really well thought out and well played by AMD approach that they're having with their new RX 480 card. So if you haven't heard about this card yet, it is a new card that's been actually unveiled by AMD. This card is on the horizon, and it should be coming out June the 29th in a 4GB or an 8GB GDDR5 flavor. I'm going to be going for the 8GB because the pricing is literally what I think has hit the nail on the head. Apparently for a 4GB flavor version, it's going to be costing, I've heard, roughly £160 to £170. This card is supposedly in between the performance of a R9 390X and an R9 Nano. Those two do have some absolutely beastly scores in terms of performance. To actually produce a card that's in between both of those and actually charge £160 for it is absolutely insane. I think the uptake on these cards is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I think AMD have literally found the hole in the market where most gamers are sitting. I know I definitely am. I know a lot of other people are that actually are into PC gaming, and I'm sure there are plenty more out there that literally they want to upgrade their computers, they want to get the best bang for the bucks. However, they can't justify spending out hundreds upon hundreds of pounds or dollars on a card. I think this card is literally the answer to all of our prayers. So this thing is going to have, I've heard, about 5.5 teraflops, which is really high. I think the 1080 is about 8 teraflops, so it's not far behind. Like I said, it comes in a 4 or an 8GB flavor. It's a 256-bit for its memory bitrate. Its power, now for AMD, its power is absolutely crazy. AMD are known to be power-hungry cards. Its power is 150 watt, which is another thing that has sold me on this card. Currently, I'm running an R9 270. Now, this thing I've had for about 2 years. It's done its job. However, it is now time to upgrade the thing. It's done well. It's still holding its own, but you can begin to see now it's starting to really struggle with today's games. I'm getting roughly about 35 frames a second on pretty low graphics on Doom, and other games it struggles a little bit on. Every game up till now it's done alright on, but it's definitely time to upgrade. But the R9 270 is actually using the same amount of power this RX 480 is, so that just shows you how efficient and how well built and how high quality this RX 480 is going to be. To use the same amount of power as a card that's about 3 years old, that is incredible. Like for the numbers and the marks that they're presenting in terms of performance of the RX 480, that's an insanely insanely big ask to do on 150 watts, but it kind of means that you don't need to worry about upgrading your power supply unit, because that would have been another additional cost. If I upgraded to say a 1080 or 1070 from Nvidia, I would then have to be thinking about purchasing a higher PSU as well. My PSU at the minute is a 650 watts, so by no means is it a small one. There are vastly bigger ones out there, but it's enough for my system, and just knowing that it's going to last me even if I upgrade my card, or when I upgrade my card to a RX 480, is just a hugely beneficial thing, because it just means one less cost for me, which is awesome. Like I said, this card is coming out on June 29th. I'm obviously going to be keeping up to date with all the news off of this card, because there's not a huge amount out there at the minute. Any performance and any comparisons and stuff, I'm probably going to be making videos on. As soon as this thing comes out, I'm going to be picking one of these bad boys up. Like I said, I'm going to be picking up the 8GB flavor version, just so I can squeeze out that little bit more of it. Thank you very much for watching though, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you're looking forward to the RX 480 as much as I am. I promise you it's going to be a glorious day, June the 29th. We're really looking forward to it, and there's going to be plenty more gaming stuff coming from me after that, because I'm really struggling to get high quality stuff out at the minute. That's why there is a bit of a slowdown some weeks of trying to get stuff out, because it's a bit difficult, to be honest. But hopefully once this RX 480 turns up and is put in my system, it's going to be a little bit easier of a job. Thank you very much for watching though, guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for joining me. If you could, like, favorite, subscribe, leave a comment below, all that lovely fan doobie-tastic stuff. I will love you forever, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.